He was the best chef I ever met. That's all I can say. Not only hands down because it's my dad, but segregating that as a professional. He was the best chef I've ever met. I've never seen a chef, no matter where I've been in the world, no matter what kitchens I've been able to get to internationally, I've never seen any chef pick up a burning steak off in the grill and place it on a plate, on fire.
His timing was impeccable. If it was a party of 500 people, which when I hear events like that, 500 people, I almost get sick to my stomach because I'm like, oh God, I don't, for him, he could do that. He would know exactly what time he had to be there. He'd be up at 4 o'clock in the morning and he knew that this had to be put on at that time, that had to be put on at that time. Where I would set reminders and timers, he had it all mentally, He knew that steamship was going to cook for, 8 minutes per pound and what temperature to set it at. It never came out dark. It was always perfect.
My father's name is Jesse Knox. My dad was born in North Carolina, and from my knowledge, he came up here when he was about 16 years old. His brother, who had been in the service, my uncle Sloman, relocated to Elmira, New York. My dad wanted to leave North Carolina, and my uncle told him to come up, but you're going to have to get a job. At the time when he arrived, I think he was here for a week or two, and my uncle had said to him, go down to the Mark Twain Hotel because he heard that they were hiring people there. He went there and he got hired right away. Joe Urbanic was his executive chef that taught him for 7 years. At the time, that's how long it took to be an executive chef. And a lot of training, even after you understand the concepts of food. It's always method, but the method is always redundant because you just have to perfect it. So that just means repetition, doing it time and time again. So that's what he did, and he was amazing because he was truly an artist. And I think that Mr. Urbanic, he knew that with my father. He went to the Barons to Ben after that. He was at the Barons to Ben for years. And then from the Barons to Ben, since that was affiliated with Corning Inc., my father opened up Sullivan Park. And then from there, he went to Vinhosier's Fine Food. Vinhosier basically bought my father. And I say bought my father because he offered him more money than anybody had ever offered him, and Daddy was their solo. He was their solo chef, and that right there was just amazing.
One of the biggest joys for us coming back here to Elmira was always going into the restaurant my grandfather was working at, sneaking up on him. There's, to this day, still a smell of him that I equate to food, not to gray flannel or anything like that, it's to food. So when I smell that smell now, I think of my grandfather. The smell of food is the comfort part for me. It's the memory part for me. And I'm not talking about like your mother baking a chicken in an oven. I'm talking about volume cooking. I'm talking about hotel parties, steamship roasted beef. I'm talking about smelling carrot, zucchini, beef, chicken, pancakes, syrup, and everything else on him. And although it's not a smell that's you like, it's a smell that provides comfort for me. It triggers something for me that's those memories of walking into the back of the restaurant and him getting excited, or walking in and no matter what he was doing, he would sit you down at a table or booth and he would send you out a special meal, silver dollar pancakes, or maybe a lobster tail from a leftover party, or a twice baked potato, or a burger that I've eaten a lot of burgers around the world. I've eaten $2 burgers and I've eaten $100 burgers. Nothing compares, for some reason, to the burgers that he made. He spent a lot of time at Holiday Inn, so he was a chef there for longer than I've been alive. So I remember going to Maple Lawn. He was a chef there for a long time. And, I think my grandfather strived to be the best at his field because he had a family to provide for. If you stick with a job for, 50 or 60 years, you either do it, one, because you love it, or two, because it's a requirement, you need it, right? So for him, I think it was a mixture of both, but what drove him was his family. He was very family oriented. His biggest drive was his family. He wanted to work hard, provide, make sure that all of his family smiled.
I always wanted to be able to be in the kitchen with my dad, you know, because that was an honor for me. I couldn't get any higher than that as far as I was concerned. And but because he was a perfectionist, and I wanted to be able to be a perfectionist like him. My father gave me the courage and the empowerment for me to believe in myself. So I watched my father give people chances. My father not only was an artist, but he got an A+ at being empathetic. He expected perfection because he taught perfection with kindness, love, and consideration. You'll do whatever it takes to empower them beside yourself. I mean, even right down to picking them up if they don't have a car to make it for your team. Every other restaurant around town, from Mustico's to Hilltop to the country clubs, whenever they were in crisis mode, somebody didn't show up, they might have had a mutiny or whatever, they would always call my dad to fill in. Jesse, can you come and give us a pull-out? And he'd like take it over like his own kitchen, have everything in order and execute it. Because it's always with my dad, and I've learned this from my dad, you always do whatever you can to preserve someone else's dignity beside yourself. And the other thing too is that you never know if you're looking at your walking angel. There might be a time where the shoe might be reversed, where you might need somebody else's help.